Hello, nerdy romantics. Today we have Joi Jackson, author of Catfish in Paradise, which, y'all, I've talked about this before. I'm loving this book, okay? So we're going to talk to her about this book. And of course, we're going to talk about why she feels Black women deserve love, because that is the name of this mini series. So, y'all, stay tuned. We're talking with Joi Jackson. This is the Nerdy Romantics Podcast, and I'm your host, Y.M. Nelson. How are you doing today?
I am great. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good here, but I'm really loving your book, okay?
Thank you.
I love this book. And I'm telling you, I love it even more now that I have your bio. So let's read this bio and I will tell you why I love it even more now. Kanika Bailey writes under the pen name Joi Jackson, a romance author who believes love stories should be as smart, savvy, and unexpected as the women who star in them. Yes. She writes contemporary romance with a tech twist, y'all, featuring heroines who code, hack, and innovate their way into happily ever after. And yes, we're going to talk some more about that. She also has a soft spot for mystery and suspense, but no matter how many plot twists she throws in, she always finds her way back to romance. When she's not writing, you'll find her enjoying the sun on a beach, falling down rabbit holes about the latest tech trends, or getting lost in a great book. Find her where romance meets innovation and happily ever afters are a given. Yes. Thank you. Of course, happily ever afters are a given. Y'all know better than that, listeners. Y'all know better than that. Let's not ask why should romance have a happily ever after? Let's not ask that. We know that.
I don't understand that argument. It's like if you said a mystery wasn't solved at the end.
Right? Or a murder mystery doesn't have a dead body. Like, yes. Who does that?
Right.
Who does that? It's so crazy. It's a genre convention. Get over it, people.
Right. If you don't want to write that, don't call it a romance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad that you're writing romance with these tech twists in here and these tech geek heroines. I love this because we on Nerdy Romantics podcast, so I love a good nerdy romance.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, I would love to be on that podcast. So thank you.
We are happy to have you here, especially with Catfish in Paradise. I read Catfish in Paradise and I loved it. And I had not read your bio, so I did not know that you like to feature heroines that code, that do hacking and things like that. And this heroine does, and I was just like totally like, yes. And she has her own business to boot, y'all. Yes. I love this. So what made you write Miss Lewis, Aja Lewis?
Aja.
Aja Lewis?
Mm-hmm.
Why did you want to write her this way? Or did Aja just say to you, listen, I am a person who codes and I own my own business? I mean, how did she come about?
So I was watching Catfish, the show on MTV. Yes. And I actually read his story, the guy that created this show, because he was actually catfished. And I was like, that's kind of fascinating that you spend all this time online, you meet these people and you connect with someone and come to find out ain't none of it right. And right. I was like, okay, well, instead of having to go and confront someone on national TV in public, what if there was like a firm that would do that for you and you could tell them that this is the person I think I'm dating. Can you check them out? And so that's kind of where Expose, which is the agency that Aja owns, began. And it started off, London is her cousin, and London's story is the first book, To Catch a Catfish.
Okay.
And she was in my head for a long time. And she was like, you know what? I am a plus size girl and I'm a geeky girl and I like dinosaurs and I like all of these things that are not the norm for Black people.
Yeah.
And I want my story told. And I'm like, okay, okay, so let's tell your story. So that was To Catch a Catfish. That's London's story. And she gets a job with her cousin Aja at Aja's firm. And shenanigans ensue. And so she gets her happily ever after. And then Aja was like, I need you to tell my story next. And so I said, okay,
Hmm.
well, tell to me about what your story is. And I got this tip from another author that you should have couch sessions with your characters. So you like have them
Hmm.
in and sit on your couch and you talk to them like a therapist. And you just ask them
Yes.
questions and you see what comes out. And so that's what happened with Aja. And she is a very successful entrepreneur. And she's got her own firm. And on the surface, everything looks great. But she also has a lot of baggage because her mother abandoned her when she was young. Her mother just, she couldn't do it. She's one of those people that has children due to pressure. And she just decided that she didn't want that life. And so she basically just took off.
Right.
And I thought that was kind of an interesting concept because you hear about men doing that all the time. But I wanted to make it kind of flip the script a little bit and have the mother leave and kind of what kind of life is that for that daughter that she leaves behind. So she's grown up with her father and she's got her grandmother, Nezzie. And so these are the two people that raised her. And so just kind of her story. She's been grinding, building this business. She has not had a vacation in like 4 or 5 years. And this vacation to Barbados is kind of forced upon her. And so she meets Dell, and Dell is Bajan. So he's originally from Barbados, but he's living in Atlanta. And they are opposites, where Aja is very type A, very kind of uptight. She doesn't do things for fun. Dell is a lot more laid back. So he's more like, he's from the island. They're more laid back. They're island time. They're like, whatever, man.
Yes.
And so I like the idea of having them balance each other out and kind of learning from each other and things like that. So kind of that's where the idea stemmed from. And I visited Barbados the first time as a cruise stop. I'm a cruise person, so I love a good cruise. And so
All right.
we visited Barbados and I was like, I really like this. I love the vibe here. I want to come back. So I dragged my husband back to Barbados for a week and I was like, yes, I really want to base a book here. And so that's what
Mhm.
I did. And I love Barbados. I thought the people were so warm and friendly, like the history of the place and all of that. So it was a great place. And I was like, I want to have my book be based here and I want to tell the story from this lens. So it's mostly based in Barbados, but it's also based in Atlanta, which is where Aja and London live. And so, yeah, that's Catfish in Paradise.
I love the whole premise of it. I love the fact that part of it too is set in Barbados. But now this is just a little thing, and this is total side note. I'm totally going off script here. But please explain cheese and bread to me. I have not. I heard. Dell says that in this book. He's like cheese and bread, and I'm like, what? And she says, Aja says, what? I was like, yes, that's what I'm saying. But then I heard, and for some reason, I was watching a rerun of Living Single, and Russell says it. He's like cheese and bread, and I'm like, now I don't understand. Where does it come from?
So I think the best thing is like I looked at expressions. I wanted to give it, and I thought that was such a unique one.
It
And I
is.
was like, because I did the same thing. I'm like, but they were former British colonies, so I
Oh.
feel like that's got British origin. So, very much British influence there. And I think that's where that came from. Because it's not
Yeah.
a normal expression.
Yeah, right. It's like, what? Cheese and bread? That's just random. That's random. It's like, wait a minute, that's random. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, but it's so funny when he says it. And when Aja says, what? That's exactly what you're saying as the reader, unless you're from the Caribbean or whatever. You've heard it. But I hadn't, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is wild, but I love it. But I'm gonna pull that into to here. I love how Dell is so authentically written. And I have to know. I mean, is he based on somebody you know? Did you have to do research for this? Was it just excuse me? Was it just you immersing yourself in the culture after the cruise? How did that come about?
So he's like a combination of characters, and I watched videos, and there were a lot. Apparently, people the boredom during the pandemic. There were a lot of like videos in Barbados that went around the island and stuff like that. So I used that to kind of fill in what I had done because I didn't get to see everything in my time there. But it's just he's really a combination of characters. All of my male characters have a little touch of my husband in them. Um and just like other men that I may have known, maybe there's a touch of my dad in them too. So, yeah, they're usually a combination of characters that I come up with. And I'm just like, I had Dale sit on the couch and I'm like, well, would he say that? And I'm like, well, would you say that? And he's like, I wouldn't say that.
No.
So,
Yeah. I love it when the characters talk to us, y'all. We're not crazy. This just
no,
characters talk.
I'm not. I promise I'm not.
That is such a normal writer thing. Like when I hear people say that, I'm like, "Yep, you're a
Yeah.
writer."
Yes. Yes.
But at least from this one, even though you have your characters talking to you, it sounds like from this particular book, you went off concept first because of the Catfish show. Or
Yeah.
is that
So
how the series? Because your whole series, everybody, the whole series is called Love, Lies, and Catfish series. So is the whole series based on that concept, not just this book?
right. So because they work at this firm that investigates dating
Mm-hmm.
partners for people, there's a case in each book that they solve. So they have to figure out who the catfish is and kind of get to the bottom of things. So
Okay.
there's some intrigue and there's some drama in there. But I just really wanted to have a feel good romance that was very people in their soft life. They're not
Yes.
struggling. They have problems, but they're not struggling with money problems. So they're
Yep.
middle class. They've got jobs and they've got lives and they're able to do things. So that's not their issue. Their issue is more universal, like dealing with that parental abandonment and dealing with the fact that, like in the first one, London, basically her fiance runs off to Vegas with her dad gives her money for her wedding and her fiance basically runs off with the money to Vegas to become a professional poker player.
Wow.
And so she's bouncing back from that. And then Aja finds out that the mother that she hasn't known, that abandoned her when she was very small, has died and left her all of her possessions. And so she's got to go to Barbados and figure it out. So there's that. And it's like she's coming to know the woman that she never knew. And then also she's got Dell there and she's learning about him too. So she's falling for him in the process. So she's got, and plus she's actually on vacation for the first time in, 5 years. So it's
Right.
a lot going on.
Yeah. I like how you said soft life. And I also like the fact that Dale is kind of part of that soft life. He's like a I can't remember if you actually said his occupation, but in my brain I'm thinking life coach.
Yeah,
Is
he's a
that
life coach.
okay? Is that
Yeah.
okay? So a black man being a life coach. Something about that, I love that. And I love the fact that it goes, to me, against stereotype, okay? And that he is a lot more soft life than she is, because again, she has not taken this vacation. She
Right.
has been working hard, and she has these issues with her mom that she actually needed to face.
Yeah. And
So
she kind of thinks his career is a joke. She's like, life coach.
right. Like what? Exactly. So I love the fact that he's kind of the epitome of soft life here for her and brings her more into it. Is that by design? And is that
Yeah.
how your heroes are?
So my heroes are always going to love their women down. So 100%, I make these men that got your back 100%. So you know you can count on him. But I wanted him to be like her counterpart and kind of introduce her to living life and letting go a little bit and knowing that she can depend on him, and she doesn't have to hold on to the reins so tightly, because you think about it, she's an only child. She's the owner of this firm, so she's got these people that are depending on her for their livelihood. So she's got a lot of pressure on her. And I wanted her to find someone that would be her safe spot. And that's what Dell is.
Yeah, he very much is. And very much in touch with feelings and all of that kind of stuff. I love that. I love that so much. I love seeing heroes like that. But do you write alphas? Would you write an alpha? Have you written an alpha? Because I know there's some folks on here love their.
Yeah, you know what? The next Catfish novel, I have an alpha in there. And
Oh boy.
yeah, and they're kind of both alphas, because the next one's going to be her best friend Zaria, who is in the book. It's going to be her story, and it's based in New Orleans. So digging into New Orleans culture and stuff like that. I've been to New Orleans. I love New Orleans. So I was like, it just makes sense for me to base a book there. So that'll be the next story. But yeah, the next one, he's more alpha. He's way more aggressive, but he's still got that soft spot. So he's
Right. Okay. So he's not an alpha hole, like a total jerk or whatever. He's going to be down for her.
right, right.
I love this. Oh, this is great. So let's talk a little bit, because I did mention this as I was reading your bio, about heroines who code, hack, innovate. So, are you a coder? Where did this come out that you want your heroines to be into computers?
Well, it came from the fact that I have been into computers. I don't actually code. I tried it. Looking at lines of code makes my eyes cross. So I appreciate those that can code, but that's not for me. But I've been in tech. I've been a tech consultant and business analyst for a number of years. And I wanted a heroine that is more like me, more geeky, more nerdy. Just when I was growing up, a lot of the books, and there was not a whole lot for us to choose from.
Yes.
And if you
Yes.
wanted to see black people in love, it was not a ton to choose from back in the
Yep.
day. But it just always seemed like they were the same kind of type, and I never saw anyone like me. They were always slender, light skinned, curly hair, and all of that. And I just wanted to do something different and show that somebody out there for everybody, we hope. My husband said there's lid for every pot. So I took that to heart,
Yes.
and I was like, I want a heroine like me, like that is doing different things, it's into different things. It's not the typical woman of the romance novel. And I want her to be able to save herself. So I will have points where the hero saves her, but a lot of times she's saving herself because she's able to do that. They're going to be intelligent and savvy, and they're going to be able to figure things out. And I just want them to be badasses. So
Right. Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. And yes, I agree. I mean, we need to have more difference as far as romance goes, because yes, there wasn't a lot and they all look the same way, and it's no, we don't all look the same way, but somehow we
No,
got here. So
right. And you
somebody
know
was
what?
in love.
Don't get me wrong. I appreciated that we were represented in novels because that took a long time too for us to have
Yes.
more variety in the novels that we were able to buy. Um, I was like, you know what? Maybe there's a place here for the not typical heroine, and so I wanted to showcase that.
Yeah. I like that, and I agree, which is kind of why I write the heroines that I write, because I wanted to see myself more in novels,
Right.
and that just didn't come across with the few that we had when I was growing up. But so I like this. So are we going to see from you like all coders, or are we mixing it up? Are some of them going to be gamers? Are all of the heroines going to be nerds? I mean, so far, the ones that I've seen, they are. So, but I'm reading all in the same series from you right now. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna switch it up. So the next one, Zaria is more of a sales. She's the sales rep at the company, so she's not quite as technical,
Hmm.
but she's still on top of her game in terms of what she does. And then I have the fourth book will be Lavender's book, and Lavender is a former hacker. So
All right.
yeah,
So we got
so
to get a badass.
yes,
Yes. Well,
yes.
all of them are,
And you know what,
but
too?
yeah.
I think when you're able to see, it is fiction, right? But I think it's also aspirational. When you're able to see that there are black women doing these different things. I mean, I want someone, maybe someone that's younger, that's maybe looking for or thinking about a career or something to consider a tech career if that's what they're interested in.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
I want to, you can't really see it for yourself sometimes until you see it out in the world. And so I want my books to do that too, to kind of help them consider that they too could go into the tech world and make a career out of it.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. The Maxine Shaw effect, which Erica Alexander has said is a real thing. Like, people were seeing Maxine Shaw be a lawyer, and they on TV. Yes, it was a fictional series, but they came out of it empowered, wanting to be a lawyer. Black women.
Yeah, speaking of that, I was more so Khadijah, I wanted to have my own magazine.
Yes,
So I was loving
me too.
that Khadijah had a magazine.
Yes. I know. I was like, oh my God, Khadijah. And she writing, and she's like, I gotta get this out before whatever. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That was me all day, every day. I wanted to be Khadijah,
Right.
with a little bit of Sinclair because she was acting. It's like, I think maybe I could do the acting. So that's kind of where the fiction writing comes in. Because being a hard hitting journalist is one thing, and being a fiction writer, you could do a little bit more. You could do a little more fun stuff
You know
with
what?
that.
Sometimes, do you ever like when you're writing and you're thinking as maybe something's not working and you're trying to figure it out and you're like, then you sit back and you're like, wait a minute, I'm the controller. I created this. It's fiction. I can do whatever I want, basically.
Right. It's like, why can't I just make this up?
Right. I'm like, I could just make it up.
Right. Oh gosh. But then when you write about something like, gosh, I was writing about something in Charlotte and the thing doesn't exist. And once you put a book out, you think in the back of your mind, what reader is going to read this and be like, that doesn't exist on that street? I'm like, and that's what happens after the book comes. After you put out a book, you thinking some reader is going to say XYZ, but then you're like, it's fiction and
Yes.
I'm making it up. I can do what I want.
Right, right. So I've played kind of fast and loose with like they're in Midtown Atlanta, and I've just kind of created a little world that like I've got Piedmont Park, but then I've got fictional
Yeah,
restaurants that they go to and stuff like that. So it's a
right.
mixture of real and fake.
And
So
fake,
yes,
yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
suits my purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I do it because it's like I see that there, that should be there, but even though it's not there, I'm like, I'm gonna make it be there.
Yeah, it's like I need it to be there. So yeah,
Right?
that's what we're doing.
Oh gosh. That, and I don't want to name some place, and next thing somebody's like, oh gosh, what happened at this place? Somebody's like, I want you to take this out. Defamation. Something
Right. Yeah, and
stupid.
there's that too. So
Yeah. So making it up. But I will tell you one thing, when they got to Barbados, I wanted to stay wherever they were. Like, is that a real place? Can I go there and stay
yeah, so
at that resort?
they were at I stayed at the club resort, and that's kind of, I built that off of. So
Okay.
you know, and again, I enhanced or embellished where I needed to, like, but yeah, that's based at the club in Barbados.
Oh wow. Okay. So yes, now I have a place to go when I get there.
Yeah.
I love that area, and I loved how. So this is getting a little bit off of Aja and Dell. I love how you wrote Nezzie, and she is. I loved her. She just made me laugh like the whole time. She made me laugh. She's like the grandma that's like, listen. Also, like Khadijah's grandma, because remember that episode with Khadijah's grandma? And she had her a boyfriend and she
Yes.
was sneaking out. I was like, yes, this is the grandma. This is the grandma. I
Okay,
mean,
so
she's
Yvonne, let
great.
me tell you this. Like, so in my first book, I have an evil grandmother. And so in this one, I wanted to kind of redeem her. And so I have a cool grandmother, and she's based a lot on my grandmother. And my grandmother passed away earlier this year, but she was the coolest grandma ever. She kept a man, and she stayed in the streets. Like,
Yes.
I went over her house one Saturday because my dad had a duplex, and my dad lived in one side and my grandmother lived on the other side. So we were back and forth all the time, right? So I went over to see my grandmother one morning, and she's like, "Ooh, I'm not feeling too hot." I'm like, "Grandma, what's wrong?" I'm like, "You okay? We need to take you to the doctor. What's going on?" And she like, "Uh, I went out last night, and I don't know who I thought I was, but that Hennessy told me to get on the dance floor, so I did."
Yes.
And I'm like, "Wait a minute. You basically said you hung over. That's what you're saying?"
Oh my
She
gosh.
was like, "I knew I
I love
couldn't hang with them young women. I don't know what I was thinking."
it. Yes. But she did it anyway.
She did. She did. And I was
And
like,
she
"Oh."
told you about it too.
I mean, because I was worried. I'm like, "She hung over."
Oh, right. I love this though. Oh my gosh. She's making me feel like, okay, now I can do it when I get a little bit older, right? I
Yes.
can still
Yes.
get it. I can still pull them even when I get a little bit older. Oh gosh, it's just I love seeing older characters, especially black women. I and she's living a soft life too.
Yeah.
She basically is. And right at this moment, Aja seems like the only one that's not. But she's gonna get there. I just gotta read. But she's teaching Aja a little bit about what it means to be happy and to just live life.
Yeah.
Like, don't be so hung up about everything. She's Dell's saying the same thing, but Nezzie's saying the same thing from her side, and also modeling it because she's a black woman. And so I love that we have these models here of that in this book, especially now when I think a lot of black women are feeling I think a lot of Americans, period, are feeling like they're not living a soft life.
Right.
But definitely a lot of black women and may have felt this way for a long time. We don't all have to be super women, right?
Right. Right. We don't. We can take the cape off. So.
Right. It's like, and it's okay to take the cape off, which even if you love wearing the cape, right? Because Aja loves doing what she does.
Right.
She loves her business and she loves doing what she does. But you can take that off and love something else too.
Right. Right.
And then lay back in it too.
Right. Right. So
Yeah.
yeah, and Nezzie she's probably a little bit more laid back than my grandmother because my grandmother would worry about things. And
Mhm.
my dad, on the other hand, my dad was like, if it's out of your control, if you've done everything you can do, don't worry about it. Stop worrying
Right.
about stuff that you can't control.
Right.
And he would tell my grandmother that, and she wouldn't listen, but
That was her one little thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But still, I love this. I love this for you, and I love this for Asha too. I was like, oh my gosh, she is doing it. But we are talking all around the catfish in paradise. And y'all, we are doing that on purpose. Because if you haven't read the book, there is a little bit of mystery there. And yes, I will say this as a reader. When I went in, I was like, well, if she owns this business, she's not going to get catfished. And if Dell is the love interest, is he going to catfish her? But he's got some stuff going on himself. And yes, he has maybe one or two things going on himself. But we're not going to talk about who the catfish is or anything like that. Y'all just need to read the book. There is a catfish, and there is a catfish in paradise. And I really love how you integrated the bit of mystery and suspense here. But you wouldn't necessarily call this a romantic suspense, Joy, right?
Um,
Or would you?
probably not. Pretty light. I feel like it's probably a little bit more cozy than suspense.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
And comedic too. I'm like, yeah.
I'm
I
glad
was just
I'm glad you found the humor in it because
yes, I
I
did.
don't feel like I've tried to write like a romantic comedy, but
Yeah.
it just
As
the
genre
heavier
specific romantic
topics just
comedy.
kept
Yeah.
coming in. So I'm like, maybe
Yeah.
not.
So yeah, and I do that too. So that's why I don't necessarily like for me, I don't necessarily say romantic comedy or categorize mine as that. It's a funny romance. And y'all, this is what I feel too. It's a funny romance. It has those elements of comedy. It has some elements of mystery and suspense, especially at the end, which I absolutely love. Is this kind of your MO? Is this how you write? When we pick up a Joi Jackson book, are these some signature things from you?
Yeah, those are my signatures. I love friendship based. So there's that found family kind of thing. Usually, sometimes I have some contentious family ties in there, but there's usually like a strong family bond in there. But
Yeah.
they're friends. I like to have the friend groups in there. And I want to, what's coming out is a little bit more darker mystery. Like the next catfish one is going to be a little bit darker, but
Okay.
not, I wouldn't call it like dark romance or anything like that. But yeah, so mine are like more cozy romance, a little intrigue,
Yeah.
a little travel, intrigue, tech, geeky.
Yes. Geeky. Yes, and I love that. I love that. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to ask, you were saying cozy. There was something else I wanted to ask you about that. I can't remember what it was now, so I'm just gonna go on to the next. Oh, the nerdy and the geeky. So we got to know about the nerdy and the geeky here because we are Nerdy Romantics podcast. Like, are you into all the nerdy, the geeky? Are you into like nerd pop culture things? Is there something that you really like out there? Like the Avengers Doomsday trailer just came out. Were you one of the freakouts? Like, what's your nerdy geeky thing?
So I did enjoy the Avengers series. Like I love a good action movie, so that was kind of my thing. I have my moments when I geek out about things. I've been on this Wild West thing, so I've been reading a lot about the Wild West. And it's
Yes.
interesting. Like, I really want to know more about like the women. 'Cause, like, if you were not prim and proper, like you were not a school teacher or something, chances are a lot of these women in the Wild West were prostitutes, right?
Yeah.
And I'm finding that intriguing. Like, these women are going and they're opening brothels, and I want to know more about their stories because I just find that so fascinating.
Right?
So yeah, I have things that I geek out on. I'm good for watching a documentary on some randomness like the ocean exploration, stuff like
Yes.
that. I don't know if you're familiar with Fernbank Museum. So they have a dinosaur exhibit, and so I was looking at that. I love Jurassic Park when it came out. So, and my husband's like, it's like the sixth one. He's like, it's gonna be terrible, right? I'm like, I don't care. I want to see it.
Right. Of course. We're going to see it. Yeah.
Because dinosaurs. So
Right. There was something I saw a trailer for a movie that had some dinosaurs in it. And I was like, and they were setting it up to be a horror movie. Anne Hathaway is in it. Oh gosh. I think it's called somebody's going to in some comments is probably going to correct me on this.
somebody will
So
correct you.
yeah, somebody's going to correct me. There's something about Oak Street, like the last house on Oak Street or something like that, I think is the title.
I haven't seen that one yet, or that
And
trailer yet.
yeah, I just saw the trailer because I just went to see Supergirl like a couple of days ago, and they had that trailer
Did you
in
like
it.
Supergirl?
I actually liked Supergirl.
Okay.
I liked Supergirl.
I
Now,
heard people, like, so
right. And y'all, we're going to talk more about this on the podcast, so don't get all crazy that I'm just going to say a few things and I'm not going to say anything else because we're going to have a whole episode on it. I might be the only one on that episode, but we're going to have a whole episode on it. But I thought that the people who didn't like it, they didn't like it, I know, for political reasons, but also it's like this is basically an action adventure, like revenge story. Like there's a lot of fighting, there's a lot of blowing up stuff. It's like there's a lot of I'm going to get you because you're a bad dude. It's a simple plot. It's like that should be right up your alley, but because it's a girl, if it had been a guy, they probably would
yeah.
have liked it. But because it's a girl, that's why you didn't like it. But I think on the other side of it, the people who aren't spewing ridiculousness about why they didn't like it is maybe they didn't see a lot of plot in it. And it's true. There's not a lot of plot. It's kind of like
It's,
Princess Bride.
popcorn.
You killed my brother. Now you're gonna die.
Right,
It's kind of like that, It's like it's very popcorn. It's very
Yeah.
popcorn movie. And the person that I went with, he's been on this podcast, y'all. It's Miller. So he was saying he feels that same way, kind of like about car chase movies. After a few minutes, the car chase becomes kind of boring. It's like, can we move on, and can we have some layers in the plot? And there's not a
Yeah.
lot of layers there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I see that part of it. I don't see the other part of it, other than the fact that people are like, it's a girl.
Heaven forbid.
Right. It's like, this is ridiculous. And then them comparing one Supergirl to another Supergirl, like the CW Supergirl, it's two different inspirations. It's two different adaptations there.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see that.
So
I might have to go check that one out.
yeah, I mean, I liked it. It was a good time. If you like seeing people blow up stuff and people fighting and CGI flying all around and other stuff like that, and you just need that popcorn kind of, like you're saying, the popcorn kind of movie, you just need that action, that's the one to see, in my opinion.
Okay, well, good. Yeah, I like stuff like that. I love a good action movie. I like, of course, romantic comedies. So I
Yeah.
kind of go from one extreme to the other. So like I'm a big Hallmark fan, like Christmas in July, Christmas, Hallmark Christmas. But then I also like forensic shows and cold case and
Yes.
crime shows. So
Yes.
it's like I'm either watching one or the other. There's not really any in between. And
Right.
my husband's always like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like,
Right. Like you just don't understand. But they're firing different parts of my brain, though.
yeah.
Is that what it's doing for you? It's
Yeah,
like
because sometimes
exciting
I
different
just
parts
want
of my
to
brain.
be in a cute little love story, and then sometimes I'm like, okay, I want to see them reconstruct this murder and how this all happened. And I was just
Yes.
like, that's fascinating.
Right now, I am watching The Beast in Me on Netflix, and it's thriller. They've got it listed as thriller, which I haven't gotten to the thriller part yet. I'm just one or two episodes in, but I think I'm 2 episodes in. But it's definitely like that got that murder mystery, like
Mm.
who did, who done it kind of thing, or did this person really do it? Is this person evil? Is this person not? And then the main character of that's played by Claire Danes, she's a writer. And of course, it's like I love to see tortured writers. It's like, okay, that's how we really are. We're
No,
not
right?
just like we don't just go skipping into Penguin Random House or wherever
No,
and get the
no.
big advance, and we don't do that. We're tortured.
It is. It's blood, sweat, and tears.
Yes. And she really is. She's like, this is the first episode, y'all, so I'm not giving nothing away if you want to see it.
Okay,
But
I'm
yeah,
in now too. So,
she is, yeah, she's like tortured writer. She's got some stuff going on in her past too, but also it's like she's asking her agent, she's like, or editor, either her editor or her agent, I think it's her agent. Can you give me an advance? And she's like, no, I can't give you an advance. Can you give us like 3 chapters? And she's like, 3 chapters? You know how it is? It's like,
uh-huh.
oh my gosh, no, I can't give you 3 chapters. I only got 3 sentences. I wrote these 3 sentences like, I wrote them over like 3 different times. Like, it took me an hour to come up with this.
And you just looking at the words like, I'm stuck. I don't have anything. I have nothing. I don't know.
I have been on the same chapter of this book 3 for like a month. A month, y'all. Joy, I know you can relate because are people asking you for book 3 of this series? And where are you on this series? Tell us.
Yes.
Tell us about where
So
you are.
so I have a writing group. So it's three of us. Well, it three of us solid. We have different people floating in and out, but most Sundays and we get together and we write. And everybody's working on their own project. And my two other writers, they finished their books, and I'm feeling the pressure. They like, so what are you doing? What are you working on? You And I'm
Yeah.
like,
And they
I
giving
don't
you
need
that
this
look.
pressure in my life. I mean,
Right,
I love
exactly.
that for y'all that y'all are finished and all, but I don't know. They just out here, these characters are out here in New Orleans, just, I don't know. So,
Right. But that's the beauty, y'all, of being an indie author. Like, we can dilly dally a little bit. At least we don't have an agent breathing down our back on that. Well, at least for me, I should say.
yeah, no,
Um,
I'm indie published, so I
uh,
created my own publishing company. So I'm under pressure
awesome.
from myself.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. And it's like, oh my, okay, I see the numbers daily. I need to get this next book out. Yeah.
yeah, you know,
And two, I think when you hear from readers, it also feels a little more personal, readers out there. So, y'all, we feel it. We feel it. And we want to know what you are feeling out there.
right.
Or maybe Joy doesn't want to know. I'm not speak. Let me not speak for you, Joy. Let me let you speak for you.
No, I
So,
mean,
how
I
do you
do.
feel about that?
I want the feedback. I want to see what's working and what's not. Be nice, be kind. Just that's all
Yes.
I'm asking. It's not helpful. This book sucked. That's not helpful to anybody. Just
No.
But if you say this wasn't believable and I didn't relate to this, that's more helpful. So just rule of thumb when you're reviewing, and we want reviews as authors. Reviews help us
Yes.
because they help other people decide whether this book is going to be for them or not. So if you want to support indie authors, go write a review. It doesn't take you anything to do. You can just go write a review. And, for me, of course, if you loved it, definitely. But even if you didn't like it, just you can say so too. So
Right.
write a review.
Yeah, exactly. Write a review. And if you didn't like it or why you didn't like it might be a good thing there, right?
Right.
Because somebody might love what you don't, right?
I heard one author that said that she writes erotica and she got a review that was too much sex in the book.
It's erotica, y'all.
I'm like, that's the point.
Speaking of that, and speaking of things that may be attractive to readers, tell us about the heat level of your books and where you like to be at the heat level of your books. I'm going to let you speak on that.
So I feel like mine, if you're looking at like Chili Peppers, that's kind of like the general
we do
romance writer scale. I'm probably at like 1 or 2 Chili Peppers. So you're in the room, but
and that's
I'm
out
not
of
going
5,
into,
y'all, I'm assuming. Out of 5? And that's out of 5?
Yeah, so out of 5. So probably
Okay.
like 1 or 2. So you're in the room and there's action going on, but we're not going into graphic detail. So that's about where I am. So you can see the little steamy. My mom has read my books, which was kind of surprising. It's like, I don't know how I want to feel about it. I'm like cringing.
Right.
She's like, oh, I want to read. I'm
like, no. Yeah, my mom, she wanted the first book she wanted the first copy of my first book. She wanted the first copy of the second one too. But I said, if you do read it, Mom, we will not discuss this.
Yeah, we're not going to discuss it.
But just remember, I'm an adult and you want grandchildren. So there you go. But yeah, so for everybody out there, now you know where the heat level is on Joi's books. I think that the entertainment level is at a 5 of 5. These are so entertaining, and I really love the representation. So because this is Black Women Deserve Love, and we have to know, was it on purpose? I know from a representation standpoint, you wanted to see people that look like you. But as far as the love standpoint, is it on purpose that you write a Black romance, and B, that you write your hero heroine relationships the way that you write them?
Yes. So they're intentional. I said that I wanted to write Black romance, and so that's what I write. No, read what you like, write what you like, but that's the lane that I've decided to be in. And I'm married to a Black man, and I just wanted to depict that, just let most of my readers are going to be women, just women read romance, but I want to remind Black women that it's possible, and all of it, the aspiration that goes back to the aspirational piece of it, finding somebody that loves you for who you are, even if you are not a size 2 or you are not. I deal with colorism in the first book, and that was a big thing too. Despite you being the shade that you are, loves you for you, no matter what you look like. There's somebody out there that can love you, and you don't have to change for them, right?
Yeah.
So if you're changing because you want to, it's something you want, but you're not changing for them.
I love that. Yeah. And that's much needed, especially in romance. We need to see that. We need to see that, period, everywhere. Exactly. But especially in romance, we need to see that. So before we end things, I have a few rapid fire questions. So just let me know the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay, okay.
So when I ask these. Okay, here we go. And because I know you geek out a little bit, some of these might be geeky and nerdy, okay? So, first question, Star Wars or Star Trek or neither? Or both?
I really enjoyed Star Trek. I don't.
A
I probably
Trekkie!
should go back and watch the Star Wars movies. Yeah, Star Trek.
Oh, I love this. Okay, Marvel, DC, or something else?
I,
Or none of that? You're not a comics person?
I mean, so mostly Marvel, but I do love Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm just saying.
So now that we know that you are going to write an alpha, this might be a little bit hard to answer. Do you like alphas or betas or cinnamon roll heroes? Or maybe a bit?
I like a good cinnamon roll, but I see the allure of an alpha.
Yeah.
Because, just sometimes you just want somebody to like grab you up a little bit.
Right? Okay, so what is your favorite trope?
Oh.
And if it's different between writing and reading, let us know.
I have always loved friends to lovers. Yeah. And I also, my second favorite would probably be an enemies to lovers, which is kind of weird. But I love a good
No.
love-hate relationship,
Yeah. Because of what you just said about your heroes, I could see that.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of already talked a little bit about this, but what is your nerdy guilty pleasure? I know you said right now you're into what, Western?
Yeah, so again, just learning about history.
Yeah.
Especially like black women in history. So,
yeah.
We can thank Beverly Jenkins for that.
Exactly. I was going to say, are you a Miss Bev fan? Like,
yes,
who is
I got to meet her. Oh my God.
You did? Oh my gosh. Can we have the story?
Yes, so I did the Conyers Book Festival last year. No, that was this year. Oh my goodness. That was in April. And she came and she had an exclusive event at Conyers Book Festival. And I got to meet her and she was so sweet. Like everybody was in the room. It was a room full of women with their books and they were kind of the organizers were kind of like, if you guys could kind of like limit it to 2 books. And Miss Bev was like, no,
No.
these people here have
Nice.
supported me. Y'all have helped me put my kids through college and you've been supporting me. I will sign every book. And I was like, oh. So she signed my books and she was so nice and she was funny and it was just a great experience. So, yeah.
Oh, I love that. Everybody that has met her that has a story just said how nice she is and just down to earth she is. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to meet her. Okay, so who is your favorite book boyfriend who was your favorite book boyfriend as a reader? And who's your favorite book boyfriend of yours as a writer?
Oh, that's a hard one. So I'll go as a writer and I have another character that his name is Dre and he's a stripper and I feel like he's my favorite because he's younger. He's only like 30. So
nice.
Yes. So he would probably be my favorite because he's a cinnamon roll, but he's got the body and all that too. Yeah.
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 Yes.
My favorite book boyfriend as a reader, it probably would be a Beverly Jenkins one. Okay, like, did you read the Levesque series?
Oh, I haven't yet.
Okay, so it's like these 3 brothers, and I love all 3 of them, but they'd probably be my favorites.
Oh, I like this. You know, we're going to find these books, y'all, and we're going to put them in the show notes. So, anyway. And Dre hasn't been written yet, so we'll be waiting, right? Dre,
No,
or
Dre's
is
written.
has been written?
It's called Sunshine and Silk Boxers. So,
Okay, everybody got that?
yes.
Yes, we'll put it in the show notes. And when, what was the book that you read and you thought, I want to write this?
I wouldn't say that it was Beverly Jenkins per se, because she mostly writes historicals.
Historical, yeah.
And I was like, there's probably like a lot of research that has to go into those. So maybe that's not for me. But you know what? Maybe Terry McMillan back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I loved like her dialogue, and I could just picture before the movies came out and all that, when the books were popular, she wrote so that I could see the characters and I could see it playing in my head. And I was like, I could do this. Maybe I could.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I want to do this because I love these depictions of women, black women, and their relationships and all of that.
I like that. So, what are you working on now? Where can we find your books? Or if you're doing any signings or anything like that, what do you have going on now? What can we look forward to, I should say?
Yes. So, as I said, I'm working on the next Catfish novel, and it's kicking my butt, but I'm going to get it finished. I'm trying to have it out by my birthday. I can see the finish line, but we got things to do. Whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm working on that. I will be speaking. I also do authors talks and workshops. So I will be speaking at Sisters in Crime on the 8th of August, and they're doing a one-day workshop. So I'll be there talking about series Bibles. Cool. And I just found out that I got accepted for Black Romance Book Fest next year.
Oh,
I will be there in 2027.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I love that. I was gonna ask you. I was like, you gotta be a shoe in there. Is this the first time you're going, or have you been already?
So I didn't go this year. Those tickets sold out fast.
Very fast. Oh my gosh.
You got to be on it. But I went the first year, and I was able to get like one of the last tickets, I think, because my people I write with, they were trying to get tickets too, and they were like sold out. So I attended one day last year, and I was just blown away by all of just a sea of Black women readers. Yes, and just amazing. The line for Kennedy Ryan's signing was wrapped around the hotel. Wow. And it was it was very humbling to see readers, because I've always been a reader and sometimes ridiculed for it, because I wanted to go sit and read a book rather than be outside playing or whatever. I'm getting lost in a book. So wasn't always favorably treated for that. So to see my people all in one place, all enthusiastic and interacting with the authors, seeing all the authors, and just seeing all of that in one place it was amazing to me. So I was like, I need to be a part of this.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that for you. And y'all, when those tickets go on sale, y'all got to be on it, because them things go fast, fast, fast.
Yeah.
And when we say it's not for everybody, like, it's not for everybody. Not everybody is going to have the money for the tickets, y'all. I've seen this on social media. Not everybody's going to have that money. I don't have that money right now for the tickets, but if I did, I would go. But the tickets, if you have the money and you can afford it, it's so worth it to go. So worth it.
It is. It's just, if you're a reader and you want to be around like-minded people that love reading and love books and love romance, it's the place to be. And I get that it's pricey. I get that. But there's also value. Like, especially if you're in Atlanta or near Atlanta, if you want to come down and just kind of hang out at
Dang.
the after
Yeah.
parties and stuff like that, just be
Yeah.
in the vicinity. There's two, because I think there'll be. I know that people are organizing things related to it that are not necessarily at the venue, so there's opportunities there too.
Yeah. That's cool. They recognize that this is worth it. I'm glad that's happening. So, where can we find your books?
Oh yeah, you did ask
And
me
you,
that.
oh no, it's okay. Actually, I was going to ask you if you had any contact information that you want to put out for readers, or where we can find your books,
Of
that kind of thing.
course. So I am available where books are sold. So Amazon, Barnes and Noble, all of the online retailers, Apple. My site is purplepeacockpress.com. So you can find me there. My social is on Instagram. I am author Joi J.
Okay.
And what else? I'm not really on TikTok, but I should be. That's another episode.
Yeah. I'm not on TikTok either. But I was on TikTok and I took myself off TikTok. And yes, that's another whole episode. That's a
Yeah,
whole thing.
yeah.
Instagram is where you like to be, I'm assuming, if you're going to be anywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah. Not everybody's on socials and stuff does all of that.
no. And there's so much advice out there that you need to be where the readers are, but there's so many places now, and you're only one person unless you have a team, which I don't. So I kind of be where I'm comfortable.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I'm with you on that. And also, y'all, Joy's books are at your local library as well. At least this one was Catfish in Paradise, because this is where I found this one on Hoopla. So,
Yes,
y'all,
I'm on Hoopla if the library has selected. And one of the biggest things was like I went and left a physical copy of my book at the local library, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll evaluate it, fill out the form, leave the book." So I was like, "Okay." I didn't know to expect anything, but when I walked in and saw my book on the library shelf in the new releases,
wow.
I was like,
Oh my gosh. Yes. Y'all don't know what kind of feeling that is. That is such an awesome feeling.
and I wanted to
Ah,
like tag people, like I wrote this, but I was
yeah.
like, "That's weird. I won't do that."
Yeah. But you want to so bad, don't you? Oh gosh, that's awesome. But yes, so support your local libraries, everybody, and support Joy. You can buy the book. It's everywhere.
Yes, I appreciate the support, and thank you for having me on. This was such a fun conversation,
This was an
and
awesome conversation.
let's keep in touch.
Hi. Isn't it great when you find awesome reads like the ones on this episode? If you liked getting these book recs and want more, then subscribe to Nerdy Romantics newsletter at ymnelson.com/subscribe. Nerdy Romantics newsletter not only has nerdy and romantic recs, but sneak peeks and exclusives of my spicy nerdy romances and love stories. I love talking about sci-fi, superheroes, fantasy, and romance, books, movies, and shows with my friends. So share this podcast with your nerdy romantic friends. Thanks for listening and for watching.